Well, good morning again. And it has been a bit of a crazy morning for us. We'll try and keep a long story short, but we had a really nice looking route planned today. Quite a way away from where we're staying in Los Cancajos. We were heading over to Barranco de las Angustias, which translated means the ravine of mortal death, apparently. That's what it says in the guidebooks. So we laughed.
It sounds like it would be today.
Well, yeah, as you can see by the clothes, we've had a bit of rain last night and this morning. Not loads, but a bit. But that certainly affects the landscape here. And we drove all the way over. Jose, our taxi driver, if you're watching this, thanks for your patience, mate. Jose drove us all the way over there about, I don't know, an hour and 20, hour 25. And we got to the entrance to the Barranco, and there's like a park ranger station there. And the ranger said the path was open at that time, but was very dangerous because of rockfall. So obviously you get a lot of rain and you get a lot of rockfall, and it's a very deep, sheer-sided ravine. So we were probably going to be subject to a lot of rockfall, so we scratched our chins and ummed and ahed. He's actually just texted now, Jose, to say he's been informed that they've actually closed it. So we turned around.
We made the right call, I think.
Yeah.
We turned around.
We've headed back towards Los Cancajos, where we're staying. And we've ended up in a little place called San Pedro, just down there. You've probably seen some bits and bobs in the opening clips. And we're doing a route called La Camino de las Fuentes, the Way of the Springs. So it's only a shortish route, and it's probably not going to be quite as full of wow factor as the ravine of mortal death would have been. But then we hopefully won't die on this one.
Exactly. Swings and roundabouts.
So yeah, we're wandering up through this beautiful, lush vehicle track heading up into the mountains, and we're looking for a left turn soon. But apparently, yeah, there's a lot of springs around here, which I'm imagining should be flowing after the rainfall. So, with all that said, let's get cracked on. Yeah. And the rain is actually just stopping, and with all the waterproofs on, I am boiling alive. So hopefully, if it stays like this, we can get the waterproofs off and cool down a bit. But we'll catch you up a little bit further on along the trail. Steep little pull to start with up and out from San Pedro.
Took the waterproofs off.
Yeah, it's pretty much stopped raining, but it's so muggy and so hot. Can't deal with waterproofs on. But we're sort of heading into this ravine, worryingly. I don't know if you can see that. The height of the sides is pretty crazy, but super quiet and peaceful. You can just hear the pitter patter of rain on the leaves and birds tweeting and nothing else. Absolutely beautiful. So we're taking all that in and sweating profusely on this climb. Actually quite enjoying the drips from the trees on my head. But it's so nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
So peaceful and so relaxing. And hopefully no rocks to fall on our heads. So absolutely loving the feel of this place. Feels sort of tropical rainforesty, doesn't it?
So peaceful.
Not seeing a single person. There's not a breath of wind. You can't see, but on the other side of those trees, the ravine face, the cliff face is absolutely enormous. And we're hoping these rocks hold together in the rain. But yeah, wow, what a place. Well, the rain has started again, properly. And we're still climbing. But it's still beautiful surroundings, so peaceful, so quiet.
Yeah, it's nice.
Real lush, deep vegetation everywhere, and steep sides that side, and a steep drop that side.
Rainforest.
Yeah, proper rainforesty feel. Well, it's fair to say it is tipping it down. It's
Better than your average Tuesday.
Yeah, that's true. It's raining gatos y perros, to be precise. But still a proper adventurous feel to the place.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
It's awesome, isn't it? So we have arrived upon Fuente-Espinel, and this little bit of an overhang with coverage from the rain, which is nice. But check this stuff out. There's some kind of shrine of some description. There's lots of statues of, I don't know, religious kinds, and loads of crosses.
I'm going to make a cross and leave it here for my mum.
You do that. That's a nice idea. But yeah, a little bit on the creepy side, maybe.
You would say that. You watch too many horror films.
But it's going to be a stop for lunch, I think, because it's shelter from the rain. Another cross here. But yeah, maybe we should each do a cross for remembering those who aren't with us anymore.
Lunch in the rainforest.
It's definitely raining. So we've been enjoying the pitter-patter of rain over lunch, haven't we?
Yeah, nice little shelter.
Nice to get out of it for a bit. It kind of sounds like it's going off a bit, maybe? No?
Don't know about that.
And we've both fashioned a cross, which we're going to place and leave here. One for my dad and one for Shell's mum.
Mm-hmm.
So
Find a good spot for
we'll
them.
find a speck to plonk them.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it?
Got the spot.
And now onwards. Is it up that way or is it?
It's up this way, yeah.
Onwards into the rain. Continue La Camino de la Fuentes.
Yeah. Wet legs are back on.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get my wet legs on as well. It's pretty soggy. We've finished up lunch and back on the trail again. Spotted a rather gnarled old tree trunk. Oh, look at that, looks like there's a face in it there. That's pretty cool. And the rain is making this path a little bit on the slippy side because it's pretty darn steep. Nearly went then. Whoa, and very, very slidey. But I feel like the rain has lessened off a little bit, although we have still got quite a bit of tree cover here. But the forecast was for it to actually get heavier this afternoon, so we shall see. So that should probably be a lovely view down to Los Cancajos and San Pedro, but not today. So this is the second tree we found with bubbles, frothing bubbles coming out of it. There was one just back there as well. So if anybody can explain to us how that's happening or what's causing it, I'd love to know.
Strange thing.
Bit of a weird one that, yeah?
Bubble bath tree.
Aye, well that's the second one. So we have got some views. I think that's San Pedro. The cloud has just lifted. And we're crossing this this little stream on this vehicle track.
Careful where it's slippy.
This looks very slippy and we're heading on over that way. But it's still raining. Thought it had stopped, but it hasn't. So I'm just going to put the camera away and try and cross that without falling over. Well, I negotiated that okay, no slips, trips or falls there. And we're down into the starts of the laurel forests now, aren't we? These are all laurel trees.
Yeah, we've been passing quite a few of these. You can recognise them by
That's
these sort of red leaves on
a
the
laurel
ground.
leaf.
And there's quite an interesting fact about these. La Palma doesn't have any bigger mammals on it than rats. And what they do, they don't really have any predators because we don't have foxes and things like that in La Palma. But they climb the trees to get to these.
Oh, there's
this
bits of like,
fruit.
yeah, I don't quite know what it is, but they eat those, don't
So
they?
they eat those, but when they're not, or they're overripe, they're rancid, they
And they-
get drunk off them.
They contain alcohol, don't they? They kind of ferment.
Yeah. So the rats get drunk and fall out of the trees.
It's true, and you do see the odd dead rat kind of on the floor on the trail.
We've actually seen a few of
Yeah,
them today, haven't
that
we?
have presumably fallen out of a tree drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, we've all done it, haven't we? So there you go, today's interesting fact on laurel trees.
And make sure you get home safe from the bar.
So this is Fuente-Melcora. This is another one of the springs. Looks a bit more active than the last one we were at. But these come down the mountainside in a similar way to the Levadas in Madeira that we saw. So just past the spring, somebody's laid out a couple of planks, which looks like it'd be nice for a bit of a sit-off. And Shell's headed up into the corner of the ravine. Wow. Is that the water channel on the other side of that?
Yeah.
There is water flowing down here. Wow. That would, I would imagine, usually be flowing. Oh, it's a bit of a trickle at the moment. I would imagine that would be a rushing torrent with some heavy rain. But yeah, once again, a deep end to a ravine. Pretty cool, eh?
Nice, yeah.
Well, the rain has stopped again. And we've been spat out onto this open hillside, and at last we have some views. Have a look at that. Nice to see something other than white cloud. Nice, so I think down there somewhere, I think maybe this is San Pedro, which is where we're heading. Not really sure where any of those other places are, or what they're called rather. But yeah, certainly nice to be popped out the clouds. So back into the forest, but the rain appears to have stopped properly.
Fingers crossed, yeah. I think we've come out below the cloud again now.
Yeah.
So
Check that out behind us.
Oh wow, cool.
What's a little ravine going up there? Yeah, I think you're right. I think we've dropped out below the clouds. And I can start to hear some car noise in the distance, so I think we're maybe not too far off civilization again.
Yeah.
Well, I think by the looks of the route, we dropped down onto some sort of farm tracks maybe, and small roads, which eventually take us back round into San Pedro. So, but at least it's nice easy walking, nice track, and still not seen a single person.
No, that'd be nice.
Yeah, very nice indeed, very green. So if you can hear those dogs barking, that was a small farm we passed about 20 minutes ago over in the distance over there. And they started barking and they haven't stopped yet. But we've just found another one of the shrine type things. And this one is unbelievable. Again, set in a kind of cave kind of environment, but absolutely stunning. Flowers, statues, goblets, all sorts of stuff. That's crazy, isn't it?
It's well maintained by
Very
someone.
well.
Fresh flowers.
Look at all of this. Not what you expect to see. Out in the middle of nowhere, and a couple of chairs. Lots of statues. That's quite something, that, isn't it?
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Worship in nature.
It certainly feels very peaceful here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If those dogs would be quiet. Wow, yeah, that's just crazy, isn't it? Just literally shoved into a hillside in a little overhang.
Could attack as well.
Ooh, no way. Does it work? Oh man, brilliant. Fresh water. I think we should fill the bottles and have a little sit down.
Yeah.
Why not? So, we have found ourselves in, I think this is San Isidro, which is a neighbouring little village to San Pedro, which is just a bit further down.
Very nice.
But very quiet, isn't it? Very, very picturesque. Stunning house behind us there.
Yeah,
I could happily live there. But yeah, we're sort of down out of the forest now, still up on the hillside. We've still got quite a lot of elevation looking down onto the ocean in front of us there. But I think it's largely this sort of quiet road walking now back into San Pedro, where I think we might chance a beer.
Then
yeah.
to
We've definitely earned it. I think we've pulled today back from the brink.
Yeah, we can toast to avoiding the Valley of Mortal Death today.
Well, when we were sat in that van at the ranger station and basically being told it's not a good idea to go in there, we just didn't know what to do. We've got one more walk planned left for tomorrow, but that's a high altitude one, and that would have been out because the weather was horrendous. So I think we've pulled it back from the brink of going back to the hotel and doing nothing, which we really didn't want to do. So I agree. There are presumably guard dogs. I know. All over the show. Anyway, we're going to put the camera away and continue our little march on down to San Pedro, I think. Have a look at that. The big blue in all its glory. Hello.
No, nothing.
Well, we made it back to San Pedro.
We did.
And we've dried out a lot, which is nice.
Yeah, quite nice now.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's warm down here as well. But we are going to head up into the main square.
In search of cerveza.
Aye, pick ourselves a bar and dos cervezas, por favor. So, once again, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We've had a nice day, haven't we?
We have had a nice day.
Aye. And we shall see you on the next one. Ta-ta for now. See ya.